Hey guys, welcome back. Today's video is going to be my top 10 Weight Watchers or diet hacks. Top 10 tips for losing weight, keeping weight off, being healthy, to deal with food and exercise. So let's go ahead and get started with number 1. Use small plates, bowls, and silverware. So we have in my house 2 different sizes of bowls, and I actually measured the capacity of each of those bowls. And some of our bowls hold like 1.5 cups and some hold like 1.25 cups or 2 cups or whatever. So if you guys are aware of how much your things fill, I realized I was eating more cereal because it took more to fill the bowl, you know, out of one bowl versus the other. So moral of the story is if you use a smaller bowl, you feel like you ate more and you're more satisfied. Same with a small plate. You know, if you eat a small plate of pasta rather than the big plate of pasta, you know, you might feel like, hey, I had the whole plate rather than a big plate, but only getting like, you know, one little cup on the center of the plate. So that's something to trick your mind. And it helps you eat slower if you eat with the smaller silverware. Okay, another tip is to leave the box of food, whatever it is, if it's pretzels or crackers or cookies or whatever, leave the box in the pantry. So what I would do is pour out a bowl or pour onto a plate, however many I can have. So I read the box, it says I can have 27 Cheez-Its, that's one serving. Great, pour 27 Cheez-Its out onto a plate or something, and then I take those 27 Cheez-Its and I go out of the room and I leave to the kitchen table or to wherever. Then I didn't say I could only have one serving, but that's what I've decided to have right now. But if I decide I want more, I have to get up, walk across the room, and go get the Cheez-Its. This is the same for me with cereal. I used to pour a little bit of cereal in the bowl, have some milk. If I had milk left, I'd add more cereal. Why? Because I had the box of cereal with me at the kitchen table while I was eating, and I just keep pouring it. You know, I know they do that because they put the games on the back of the cereal boxes if you buy those kids ones, or stuff to read on them. So I used to always bring the cereal box with me to the table, but I've stopped that, and now it's like I'm less likely to want to refill if I have to work for it. If I have to get up and go get it, I'm not as motivated to eat more, to have a second helping. So that's something that's helped me make it inconvenient and far away. So tip number 3 is to pre-plan your week and your meals so that you know where your splurges are going to take place. So whether you do this in a planner, on a post-it, on the back of a napkin, it doesn't matter. But just say, okay, Friday night we're going out with friends and we're going to get have some wine and pizza, and so I want to make sure I can splurge on that meal and not feel too bad. So maybe Friday for lunch you have a salad instead of that chicken sandwich that you were thinking of having, or maybe instead of having that donut at breakfast, you go ahead and have just the hard-boiled eggs instead, because you know that you're going to be eating a lot at dinner. So if you splurge on certain meals, that's fine usually. It's just, it can't be every meal obviously, but that's one way that I've gotten around it, is to eat light on those meals around it. So let's say, I will even tell myself on Monday, I'll say, okay, we are having date night on Friday, and on date night I want to have 2 glasses of wine and I want to eat out for dinner and I don't want to have to worry about it. So that keeps me motivated for Thursday and Friday during the day, because I know I'm going to get to splurge on Friday night. So pre-plan ahead of time, eat ahead if you need to make it, but just try to keep those like healthy snacks, like fruits and vegetables. Tip number 4 is to buy pre-portioned snacks or pre-cut fruits and vegetables. So I didn't realize that those ones cost so much more, and I was actually not purchasing them because they cost more, or purchasing other things instead, because I was like, well, or I'd buy the fruit, like buy an entire pineapple, and then end up throwing it away because I never went through the process of cutting it and it went bad. So for me, I decided I would spend less on eating out if I spent more at the grocery store, and that was okay. So I went ahead and started splurging for the pre-cut produce. And the stuff that the pineapple's already cut. You have to go to the store more often to get it so that it's still fresh. But honestly, like for me, the store's a mile or 2 out of the way, and it's on my way home from work even if I'm doing that. So I also try to pre-portion my own snacks. So let's say for unhealthy snacks, let's say cookies, I can put 2 cookies in a baggie, in a Ziploc, and then do that. You know, take the package of cookies when I get home from the grocery store, put 2 cookies in each baggie, and then put them in the pantry. Like I don't put the box of cookies in the pantry until they have been pre-portioned by me. If it's too expensive to buy them already like that, do your meal prep on Sunday nights or whenever works for you so that you don't have to think about it. You want to be motivated to eat healthy when you open your pantry and your fridge. So that leads me into the next tip. Tip number 5 is out of sight, out of mind, in sight, in mind. Okay, so this means if the healthy food is out of your sight, you're not going to eat it. If the junk food is within your sight, you're going to eat it. So one thing that has really helped me is to put the healthy stuff at the front of the fridge and always have it be fresh and pre-portioned, ready to grab, easy. But the biggest thing is if I see that first, I might eat that first. But if I see like cupcakes, I'm going to choose the cupcakes over the healthy food. So if I'm going to have unhealthy food in my fridge, maybe it's not yours. Maybe you live with other people and it's not yours, but it's there. You can't get rid of it. It's not yours to throw away. What I do is put that in the bottom shelf, put that in the very back of the fridge, somewhere where I'm not going to see it upon opening the fridge. And that actually helps a lot because if I know that there are healthy options that I like, then passing up on the unhealthy ones isn't that hard, especially if I don't even see them. If I have to work to find something unhealthy, it's going to deter me just a little from eating that unhealthy thing. Number 6 is shop more often. Don't buy as much when you go to the grocery store. Just go more often. So this means if you need to go every other day to make sure that you have the produce that entices you, produce that appeals to you, then go every other day. I mean, to me, a full-on grocery trip can take over an hour. That's getting everything, loading into the car, taking it home, unpacking. But if you buy 2 bags worth every time you go, it's not nearly as bad. And that allows you to pre-plan your meals for a couple of days at a time and make sure that you always have things in the house that make you motivated to eat them. Like, if my fruit is 5 or 6 days old, I'm not going to eat it. So I have to go more often now, and I'm okay with that. It's worth it because it doesn't take as long when I do go. And putting away the groceries takes less time. I can do it in one trip. I sometimes will just go to the grocery store, hit the produce section, and then head to the checkout. And that's it, because I'm a produce snob. Like, my bananas have to be like green, a little bit, my bananas have to be yellow with a little bit of green. If they have any brown on them, I'm not going to eat them. If they're all the way yellow, I won't eat them. If they're too green, I won't eat them. So I literally will go to the store and buy 1 banana or 2 bananas because that's what I want. That's what I'm going to eat. So that's my tip for tip number 6 is shop more often. You'll feel better about it because you'll have food in the house all the time that entices you. 7 is not about food, unlike the other ones. This one is about activity and exercise. So you've probably heard this tip before, but to sum it up, it basically means move more. Park farther away than you need to. Take the stairs instead of the elevator. Go to the other doors. Like if you know that your class is on this side of the building, park at the other side of the building and make yourself walk. If the weather's nice, do it. It means that when you're going to the mall, instead of parking right outside Macy's, and that's where you're going to go ultimately, park at the other end of the mall, make yourself walk. If the weather's nice, or if the weather's not nice, you can do a nice indoor walk like at the mall. And then the same goes for just getting up and moving, just encourage yourself to do it. If you're already going to have to walk from the car to the door, why not park at the back of the lot and let someone who needs that spot have it, Number 8 is to leave a bite on your plate with every meal. So what I mean is, if your plate has 20 bites of pasta, eat 19. Will you notice that one bite? No, but over a month, that's a whole meal that you would have saved or something like that. So you don't realize you're cutting calories. And it may be 5 calories, depending on what you're eating. It may be a lot more if you're eating something really unhealthy for you. So for me, a tip is to offer to share your food. Give your husband a bite. Let your kids try your food. Offer to your friend, do you want to try some of this? And cut off a little piece for them if they want to try it. And I also rip off the parts that don't look good. Like if this is the fatty part of the meat, it doesn't even look that good. Or this is the just bread. There's not even any cheese on this part. I don't even want this. Or whatever. So if there's something that you can leave a little bit still on the plate when you finish eating. Same with dressing. If you usually use the entire cup of dressing that the restaurant gives you with your salad, try to leave like a little bit in the cup. It's small, it's going to cut corners, but if you do that on every single meal, you know, you might save yourself 50 calories a day, and that's a walk around the block, you know. It's the same as a walk around the block. So just think about it that way. Leave a bite on your plate, leave a little bit of food on every meal. You might cut out 5% of what you eat. Well, hey, that's 5% more weight you're going to lose, and you probably won't miss it. You probably won't feel less full. And it's a mental thing. A mental thing because for me, finishing the plate, I used to finish it no matter what. If I was stuffed, it didn't matter. I'd finish it no matter what. Now I'm proving I have power over that food. I have power over what I want to eat. I decided that I didn't want to eat that bite. I chose that. I have the power to do that. It's my decision. Food doesn't own me. Food doesn't control me. It's a mental thing, but it also helps cut calories, so why not? Number 9 kind of ties back to number 8, where I said rip off the parts that are not very good, the parts that don't look that good. It's not worth it. This is the have an it's not worth it mentality. Ask yourself when you're sitting down to eat, like, when you take one bite of something, was it that good? Was it really good? Was it something that I can't get every day? Was this something that is like a very rare delicacy? Like, before you finish the entire bowl of ice cream, could you not go get ice cream any day of the week? Can you not go get ice cream tomorrow? Maybe you should eat half as much today so you can have it again tomorrow. You know, is this like a delicacy, a rare thing, hard to find? And if it isn't like amazing, like if in your mind this chocolate ice cream is going to be delicious and you take a few bites and you're like, yeah, it's all right. And you're not like, dang, that was good, you know. Is it worth it? Probably not. So maybe take a step back and reflect, like while you're eating. Ask yourself that question. Is this worth it? Like, is this worth half of my daily calories? Most of the time your answer is going to be no. I'll ask myself this sometimes when I do the points on Weight Watchers. I'll be like, is this a meal replacement or is this a snack? Like, is this worth having to skip dinner for? No. Usually the answer is no. I don't want to give 8 points to that bowl of ice cream because now I can't have my, like, filling, satisfying dinner tonight. And that helps. So if it's not worth it, leave it on the plate. If it's not worth it, move on to something else. If it isn't worth it, you don't need it. You are worth more than that. My major tip is to have a fruit or vegetable before you eat, like, the part of the meal that's the worst for you. So what I mean is, eat your green beans before you eat the baked potato. Eat your broccoli and finish that before you touch the mac and cheese. You know what I'm saying? So if you have a glass of water when you sit at the table, like when you sit down at the restaurant, drink that whole glass of water that they bring you as like a courtesy cup of water before they even take your order. Or before the food arrives, have that glass of water gone. You're going to be less likely to finish your plate. And also, when you get your plate, eat your fruits and vegetables first. Eat your salad first, eat your vegetables first, because then you may not need to eat the entire thing of the entire portion of whatever that bad for you food was. You may find yourself not being as hungry if you've already had a glass of water or two and had fruits and vegetables. So I always make sure I eat a fruit or vegetable with every meal, if not like shortly there before. Those are 10 tips for losing weight, keeping weight off, and eating right. I hope you guys found this video helpful. There is a part 2 of this video coming soon, so I hope you guys stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching. Bye.